And welcome back to Pokemon Team Videos. Today's Pokemon Team video comes to us from, I believe it's, oh crap. I believe it is Zombie 34-5 or something like that, who asked the question, what is Hinata Hyuga's Zompacto? Now, I might be wrong in the name. I might adjust that later on in the, the thumbnail for who gave me the suggestion. But for now, we're going to say it's, that's the person. But anyway, yeah, or the description, I should say. And yeah, the question is, what is Hinata Hyuga's Pokemon team? Did I say Zompacto? I meant Pokemon team. I did her Zompacto. So, what is her Pokemon team? Well, that was kind of interesting. There's aspects to Hinata definitely stand out better, more effectively than others. So let's get into it. First and foremost, she is a Hyuga. She has a Byakugan. Now, the Byakugan allows you 360. X-ray vision allows you to see the chakra network, or near 360. So I had to think and stop and go like, okay, what's a Pokemon that has X-ray vision, that we actually know has X-ray vision? And luckily, there is, in fact, a Pokemon that does have X-ray vision, and that is Luxray. Luxray has X-ray vision. It is actually stated in the Pokedex entry that it has X-ray vision. Now, add on to that the fact that if I'm not mistaken, Boruto got his lightning chakra from his mom, apparently. If you actually look up Hinata's chakra elements, lightning actually falls underneath one of the elements she possesses. So there you add in the lightning element as well. Now, we never really see that element come into play. If anything, you think she maybe has a fire element as opposed to a lightning element. But no, she has a lightning element, and even though it's not a lion, it has a lion look to it. So it represents that technique she uses. I can never remember the name of it, where the two lions' heads surround her fist. So that's pretty cool. There is also the whole concept of her fighting style, the gentle fist. What Pokemon represents that? Well, I'm thinking on that, like, there is acupressure as a technique, but there is no pressure point technique, like in terms of Pokemon moves. There is also no Pokemon that uses a pressure point style of fighting. So, with that, I actually had to think more outside that, because I looked up all the fighting types. I'm like, nothing here actually fits that. So I thought, I'm like, well, okay, the Hyuga style is also very fast, a lot of repetitive, rapid strikes. And I stopped and went, rapid strikes. Well, guess what? We have a Pokemon that has actually got a rapid strike style of fighting. That is Urshifu, rapid style. Or rapid strike style, which is a water and fighting type, as opposed to the water dark type of the single strike style. And yeah, this I think makes sense. It's a fighting type. It's a Pokemon that evolves from Cubchoo, which can represent her maturity as an actual person. She considered herself not very strong to begin with, and ultimately grew up to be a very capable Kunoichi. So I think Urshifu, a female Urshifu, assuming you can have them, makes sense. Now we get into the ones that I'm like, all right, I had to think a bit more on her character. Now this one I actually forgot what the sixth one I put on the team was, so I had to go through and look and see. It's like, okay, what reminded me of something on her team? And then I put this on. So this one is interchangeable, but I like this one still. An Eevee. Now, it can be, depending on her team, an Eevee, or depending on her time in her life to catch her. If she's like in the academy, and maybe she only has, like, say, Shinx, Kubfu, and Eevee, that could be what Eevee is. But Eevee stays on here because of its potential. Hinata was an individual who was capable but had a lot of confidence issues. She had a lot of room for growth, and she had a lot of potential. And she grew into her potential, grew into a competent Kunoichi. Eevee represents potential. And I think that makes 100% sense to use that when you're talking about someone like Hinata. Especially if you look at her through her career or her life as a ninja, I think that works out actually very well. So you can basically just use whatever evolution you want for Eevee, depending on how you view Hinata. So I think that is a perfect little Pokemon to have on the team. Another Pokemon I like is a good old friend of mine. I prefer its male counterpart in terms of combat, because Nidoking rules, but Nidorina. Now, I did not go full-on Nidoqueen. I actually liked Nidorina more so, just because I feel like Hinata wouldn't always fully evolve her team. Like some Pokemon, and there's no guarantee she'd get a Moonstone at any point in time either. But I like Nidorina mostly because I remember that episode. That was pretty much the Orange Islands, which was Romeo and Juliet, basically, with a Nidoran and with two Nidorans turning into Nidorina and Nidorino. And the dichotomy between the male and the female. It's one of the few Pokemon that not only has... It was the gender differences before the gender differences. And it's one of the only Pokemon that actually evolves differently depending on its gender. We also have Wormadad and Burmy and Mothim and Combi as well. But we rarely get that. We don't get that in terms of with all the over 900 Pokemon we have now, we don't actually have a lot of Pokemon that do that. And I like the dichotomy between female and male, Naruto and Hinata, because they ultimately end up together. And I like that dichotomy. Now, Naruto doesn't have a Nidoking or Nidorino on his team, admittedly. You can see my Naruto video to know what team he has. But I do like that whole, differences there. I do like that, the gender differences. These last two Pokemon go together. So, first, so they both represent the healing aspect of Hinata. Hinata is a very gentle soul. She is. She would rather, help people and heal than fight. And we see this evidence when she's taking care of, her teammates, when she gives Naruto the ointment she made, and I'm sure she does it as a mother to Hinamari and Boruto. So I think a Chansey, not a Blissey, but a Chansey works really well. Blissey could work, sure, and absolutely would work, but I like Chansey more. It's more commonly shown to be the Pokemon of Nurse Joys and stuff like that. She never became like a nurse herself, nor did she become a medic ninja, but I still see her as a very gentle, healing individual, which is what Chansey also is. Which gets us into the last one. Now, this was the black sheep. This was the wild card one. Because I'm like, okay, I know what I want this Pokemon to represent. It's the ointment. It's the idea that Hinata clearly goes out of her way to collect herbs to make healing ointments and things along those lines. So I'm like, what Pokemon could represent that? I'm looking, I'm like, well, I'm sure there's got to be a grass type that does that. And I'm like, looking there, I'm like, it's getting really difficult. And I remembered something from like the original series. I'm like, I don't want to use that if I don't have to. It's a Pokemon that does not blend with this team really when you break it down. Because when you look at this team so far, it may seem a little weird, but you can see all these Pokemon together. They do seem to work coherently as a team. Like Urshifu, water, fighting. Chansey's just normal, electric type, a poison ground type, a Nidoqueen if she ever evolved it, and whatever Eevee would be. And then you get a Parasect. And even me, I'm like, I don't like the look of this thing on the team compared to all the others. But there's the episode where that woman with the needed Parasect's mushroom to make healing potions and stuff like that. So this actually makes sense, given Hinata's nature, to make healing ointments out of plants and things along those lines. Now, admittedly, there has to be a Pokemon that can do this more effectively than a Parasect. This is the one that I kind of got stuck on. This is the one also that I'm more than willing to change if you can find another Pokemon in the comments below. If you can mention another Pokemon that they also use in the world to make ointments and stuff like that. But yeah. Otherwise, the Parasect still works for that. It's just, you look at this, you get Chansey, yeah, Eevee with all its potentials, Urshifu, yeah, nice tough side, the X-ray eyes of the Byakugan plus her lightning style, Nidorina to represent the relationship between her and Naruto, and then Parasect, it just doesn't look like it melds very well with this team, but it does give actually very good coverage. Granted, I can't remember, is Parasect a poison grass or a bug grass? I think it's a bug grass, right? 1 second, we can check this real quick. Paras. I know for a fact that it's a, hold on, Pokedex Hub. I know it's a grass type at least. Paras. It's a grass bug. So that actually gives way better coverage overall in this team because you got a normal type. 2 normal types, but Eevee can turn into whatever, and it can compensate for something that's not here, like a Flareon for a fire type, Espeon or Umbreon for a Psychic or Dark type, Ice type for Glaceon, so Fairy type for Sylveon. So there's a lot that Eevee could cover depending on what Hinata would want to evolve it into, assuming she did. Urshifu, water fighting, electric type, poison / poison ground when it evolves, and a bug grass. Actually, you get a really good type coverage with this team. Ultimately, when it's fully realized, of course, because she only has 3 fully evolved Pokemon on this team. Granted, Chansey isn't very attack heavy, but it is a tank. The Chanseys can take hits, man. So yeah, I like this team quite a bit. Ultimately, that is my team though for Hinata Hyuga. That is though just my opinion. What do you think her team would be if not this? Let me know in the comments below. The ones I am feeling like 100% confident on are Luxray, are Urshifu, are Chansey, and I'll even go so far as to say the Eevee. But I will say, Parasect definitely could be interchanged if you could find a Pokemon that they make ointments with in the Pokemon world. And Nidorina, I suppose, could be swiped out with something else if you could think of something else that melts with Pioneer's personality. I was thinking maybe Pyroar because of the alliance technique she has, but now that's just like looking for all the techniques they have and just fighting stuff. That doesn't work with me. I mean, you could have gone Kangaskhan because she's a mother, but then any character was a mother. I guess you could go Kangaskhan. So I guess that doesn't really work either. So anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. See you later.